I want to leave a short message here about why I decided to ask my music be pulled off of Spotify. Spotify is built on the back of the music streaming. So they take this money that's built from streaming and they pay this guy $100 million, but they pay us 0.003% of a penny. Just take me off. I don't want to generate money that pays this. This is why. Watch this.
You know,
saying the word.
You've already said
Is just like
saying. She's calling you a like this boy that he but starts calling them
word. There should be a word like, especially like word that's about. He says and then starts saying how to use the word out the word see word say and he couldn't say.
Woo! That's a lot of the N-word. And with the hard ER as well, which is never a good thing. If there's ever a video of you saying the N-word that many times, you better pray one of two things. Either you're a black person or you're a dead man from history. Yeah, because then the worst thing they can do is take your statue down and move it into a museum. And as bad as it was seeing a supercut of Joe Rogan dropping the N-word like he bought it in bulk at Costco, an even worse part of the video, I know, yeah, an even worse part of the video is when Joe Rogan, again on his podcast, told a story about going to a movie in a black neighborhood. And this is what he said.
So I go, you got to go to one where there's Planet of the Apes, man. We're going to go see Planet of the Apes. So I look on the iPhone app, and it says, okay, take me to this one. And the guy goes, okay. I go, is that in a good neighborhood? He's like, oh, yeah. Guy barely speaks English. He takes us there. We get out, and we're giggling. Oh, we're going to go see Planet of the Apes. We walk into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa, dude. We walked in the door, and there was no white people. There was no white people.
Wow. That video is so bad, it actually made me miss the N-word video. Ah, the good old days. I mean, you walk into a cinema in a black neighborhood and you call it Planet of the Apes? Oof. I mean, unless he means he was blown away by the black neighborhood cinematography and storytelling, although I doubt it. Anyway, because of this video, right, and India Ari, Joe Rogan was forced to make yet another stop on his Apology World Tour. And this one was a lot more, and I mean a lot more apologetic than his vaccine video.
I'm making this video to talk about the most regretful and shameful thing that I've ever had to talk about publicly. There's a video that's out that's a compilation of me saying the N-word. It's a video that's made of clips taken out of context of me of 12 years of conversations on my podcast, and it's all smushed together, and it looks fucking horrible, even to me. Now, I know that to most people, there is no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast. And I agree with that now. I haven't said it in years, but for a long time, when I would bring that word up, like if it would come up in conversation, instead of saying the N-word, I would just say the word. Like that context was part of the clip we were talking about Red Fox, how Red Fox said that word on television in the 1970s, and how times have changed so much since then. Or about how Richard Pryor used it as one of the titles of one of his albums. But for years, I used it in that manner. I never used it to be racist because I'm not racist. But whenever you're in a situation where you have to say, I'm not racist, you f***ed up. And I clearly have f***ed up.
Yeah, you can tell Joe Rogan knows he is in trouble. Because in the vaccine video, if you remember, like, he's outside, he's enjoying a nice day. Here he was in the library. He's like, look, I'm learning. See the books? I'm learning. Shit is serious. And you can tell it's serious. You can tell because he's like, guys, my brain used to think a certain way. It does not think that way anymore at all. I disavow that man. I disavow him. You know, this kind of reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of when my mom used to get the belt and I was a little kid, and I'd be like, Mommy, old Trevor liked cookies, but new Trevor does not think that way anymore. New Trevor doesn't even know where the cookies are on the top shelf. And going forward, I only want to eat vegetables, Mommy, please.